In previous discussion, we were discussing Portuguese as an first European nationals, and in Portuguese we have seen Alfonso de Albuquerque, and from this discussion we will start Neno da Cunha. See, Neno da Cunha assumed office of governor in 1529. Neno da Cunha. Nino da Cunha assumed office of governor in 1529. So from Alfonso the Albuquerque to Nino da Cunha, various governor assume office of governor, but their participations are not important in your exam point of view. So that's why we are starting from Nino da Cunha. See, when Neno da Cunha assumed office of governor, on that time conflict has escalated between ruler of Gujarat Bahadur Shah and Mughal Empire Humayun. In 1529, conflicts between Bahadur Shah who was ruler of Gujarat and Mughal Empire Humayun. And in this conflict, Portuguese secure help to Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah help secured by Portuguese by ceding Iceland of Basin, its dependency and revenue. And also Bahadur Shah was given permission to establish one noble base in coastal region of Diu to overlook all activities in coastal region of Diu. Ceding Iceland of Basin, its dependencies and revenues. And also Bahadur Shah, as I said, given permission to establish noble base in Diu coastal region. Naval base. So this was agreement between Bahadur Shah and Portuguese, but relation of Bahadur Shah and Portuguese became sure when Humayun withdrew from Gujarat. Sure relation between Bahadur Shah and Portuguese. And in a short relation, Bahadur Shah was wanted to establish wall of partition in Gujarat. Wall of partition in Gujarat, but wall of partition in Gujarat opposed by Portuguese, and Portuguese started negotiation with Bahadur Shah. Portuguese invited Bahadur Shah and killed in Portuguese ship. Wall of partition opposed by Portuguese and started negotiation invited Bahadur Shah and killed Bahadur Shah in Portuguese ship. So this was history of Nano de Cunha as an Portuguese governor in India. And one important fact about Nano de Cunha also tried to establish influence in Bengal by establishing Portuguese nationals, but he was failed on that time. However, in end of 16th century, Portuguese influence had grown in region of Bengal. And when I am talking about Bengal, that means it consists present day of West Bengal, Bangladesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and Odisha. So this was the history of Nano de Cunha. Also tried to influence in Bengal. And when I am talking about Bengal, that means present day of West Bengal, Bangladesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, and Odisha. So this was history of Nino da Cunha. Now we will see favorable condition of Portuguese in India. Favorable conditions of Portuguese in India. When we talk about North India, on that time many regional powers were dominating in North India, and their lack of unity among all these powers. So it made very easy to enter Portuguese in North India political system. North India, many regional powers and their lack of unity, and due to lack of unity it was easy for Portuguese to enter in political system of North India. Easy to enter. So this is condition of North India. Now we will talk about far east of India. Far East. In Far East, China empires were very limited in navigation and shipbuilding. So this advantage was taken by Portuguese. Limited China Empires Limited in shipbuilding, shipbuilding and navigation. That is why these empire could not reach up to region of Portuguese in India, which was mainly coastal region of India, and in coastal region majorly Malabar coast. Then when we talk about Deccan of India, on that time Bahmani kingdom was dominated in Deccan, but later on Bahmani kingdom was divided into many kingdoms, and here condition also like North India condition, their lack of unity between all small kingdoms and lack of unity between all small kingdoms made very easy to enter in political system of Deccan by Portuguese. Bahmani kingdom and divided into many kingdom and their lack of unity made very easy to enter in political system of Deccan. Easy to enter in political system of Deccan by Portuguese. So these are favorable condition of Portuguese when we talk about the area, and also favorable condition was Portuguese were attached by cannons that made Portuguese able to fight anywhere anytime. Cannons in Portuguese ship, and this system made Portuguese able to fight anywhere anytime. So these are favorable condition of Portuguese in India. Now we will see Portuguese states in India. Portuguese state. See, mainly Portuguese state extend in coastal region of India, in eastern coastal region of India and western coastal region of India, and in coastal region of India mainly extension was in Malabar coast. It is Malabar coast. Malabar coast, and here major factories development of Portuguese like Mangalore, Kannur, Kochi, Calicut, Mangalore, Kannur, Kochi, Calicut. However, in northward direction from Malabar coast, Portuguese development up to Diu in coastal region of Gujarat with Mumbai and Goa. Goa, Mumbai and Daman and Diu. Portuguese development also have some military bases in eastern coastal region of India in Coromandel coast. Like in Chennai, one military base established in Chennai. Second is Nagapattinam. Nagapattinam also one military base of Portuguese regime, and Nagapattinam is from Andhra Pradesh. So this was extension of Portuguese development in India, and it is more interestingly, Portuguese were first European national who came to India, and those were last European national who left to India, because in 1961 government of India captured Goa, Daman and Diu. Now we will see reasons behind decline of Portuguese. Reasons behind Portuguese decline. First reason was discovery of Brazil. Portuguese also discovered Brazil as a territory of Portugal, and their attention diverted from India to Brazil. Discovery of Brazil, and second is also another European nationals came to India and established their colonies, and those became as an rivalries of Portuguese. Others Europeans nationals like Dutch, Britishers, and so on. Third reason behind Portuguese declinement is Portuguese were unable to take more advantage from local, and it is not reduced from India, rather also reduced from Egypt and Persia. Reduce local advantage. And it's reduced from India, North India, mainly from North India. Egypt and Persia. Another reason behind Portuguese decline, which is religious policy, religious policies of Portuguese. Portuguese religious policies were very intolerant, and they forced Hindu to conversion in Christianity, which made Hindu more resentful towards Portuguese behavior. Intolerant, religious, policies of Portuguese, which made Hindu more resentful towards Portuguese behavior. Next reason behind Portuguese decline, which is Marathas. Marathas were rising and they were challenging to Portuguese, and also Marathas recaptured Iceland of Basin and Salsette from Portuguese. Maratha rise, and Maratha also recaptured Iceland of Basin and Salsette. So Maratha as a reason behind decline of Portuguese. Next is dishonest practices of Portuguese in India, which created more reaction by other traders. Dishonest trade practices of Portuguese. Now next reason behind Portuguese decline is piracy. Portuguese also earn from piracy, and image of pirates for Portuguese was not good for their regime. Portuguese earn from piracy. Next reason behind Portuguese decline, Portuguese violent and arrogant behavior. Violent and arrogant behavior of Portuguese made more animosity between small rulers, Mughals as well. So as a next reason behind Portuguese decline, you can include violent and arrogant behavior of Portuguese, which made animosity between small rulers, Mughal as well. So these are reasons behind Portuguese decline, and in our next discussion we will see importance of Portuguese and contribution of Portuguese in India.